Show the same imitative play sequence that we did with the food with a doctor or a vet kit. So some of the things I have out are a doll or a teddy bear. I've got a doctor's kit with tools, and I have a little towel that could be the bed for the patient. When we're looking at exploring the movements with the tools, there's a lot of things to think about with the doctor's kit, starting with the openings for the doctor's set. So this one is a pretty common set, but it's pretty tricky to get open. So if you have one that's a little easier, I would start with that. This one, the flaps just pop up and it's super easy to open. Then we want to take a look at the different tools, and you want to think about how is this tool used by an actual doctor versus how is your child going to use it, finding a nice balance in the middle so that we're not, for example, using the tool for looking in ears or eyes to be looking at the bottom of their feet, but we're also going to be a little bit flexible about how some of the tools are used. So I might model how to hold this up to my eye. We might explore how to put it up to the bear's ear or eye, how to hold it up to somebody else without getting too close. For the blood pressure cuff, we can practice squeezing the bulb. We can practice looking at the spinning part. We can practice how to put it around somebody else's arm, as well as tolerating somebody putting it around our arm. Especially for some of the tools that involve squeezing or clamping onto the person's body who's wearing it, that can be pretty aversive for some kids. And so we might want to practice those things a little bit separately or be flexible. Like just because it's a blood pressure cuff doesn't mean it has to go on your upper arm. We can practice putting it on our foot or our leg if that's easier for your child to tolerate. Same thing with the stethoscope. A lot of children don't like something squeezing against their ears, especially when they're trying to do something else with the end. So we might practice just how to wear it around our neck and have it on our neck while we're doing other things, as well as how to hold the end of it up to the right part of the patient. So we're not practicing putting it on the patient's ears or their feet. And then finally, we might want to practice how to put it onto our ears, but just keep it there for a short while. Then you might look at some of the other tools and think about how they might be used. And we can be a bit flexible here. I'm not quite sure what this is. So I want to make sure when I'm playing around with the child that I'm not using it to pinch my patient, but I might use it kind of gently on some different parts of the body that seem like they fit. And then finally, we want to practice how to put out our mat and help our patient to lie down. Once you've explored the toys, now we're going to practice a simple play script that we can use where we are the doctor. And depending on your child's language skills, you might want to practice getting the order of the script first before you add in narration. But if that's not necessary, then just go ahead and jump in modeling and practicing how to talk as the doctor with your child as you teach the skill. So here we're going to set up the mat, have our patient lie down. We're going to use a few tools on them, and then we're going to send them on their way. All right. Hello, come on in. Lie down. What's the matter? How are you feeling? Oh, okay. Hang on a second. Okay. First, I'm going to listen to your heartbeat. Okay. I'm going to look in your ears and eyes. Okay, looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take your temperature. Say, ah. Oh, you have a fever. You need to take some medicine and call me tomorrow. Okay, feel better. Bye. So that would just be one way. I could have picked other tools to do it, but we want to pick the first few that we try. We want to have pretty common things so that if your child is then playing that same set at school or with other friends, there'll be things that everyone recognizes. Once you've practiced that play script with the first doll or animal that you're going to use, then you want to make sure that your child can use it with other dolls and animals that you have around the house, even if they look pretty different from the first one. So here we're going to take care of the doll patient instead of the teddy bear. All right, come on in. Here, lie down. How are you feeling? Oh, you don't feel so good. Okay, hang on, I'm going to check you out. So you see I'm going to follow the same script that we did the first time. I'm going to check out your heart. Sounds good. I'm going to look in your ears and your eyes. These look okay. Now I'm going to take your temperature. Say, ah. Oh, you have a fever. You need to take some medicine and call me tomorrow. Goodbye. So the only thing that changed here was the doll. But it's still, for some kids, that can be a pretty big change. And it was nice to go from the teddy bear to the doll because now we want to teach our child to take on the role of being the patient as well. So then you'll want to show your child how they can lie down and lie still and allow you to do the same exact set with the same tools on them as you practiced having them do on the dolls. And they can have an active role in saying what's wrong and how they're feeling as well. But the rest of the script will say the same, so they know first you're going to check their heart with the stethoscope, then you're going to look in their eyes and ears, and then you're going to take their temperature. So all of those elements remain predictable, even though they are doing a very different role in the play.